the reality of the situation is, even if we go with federally a cooperative exchange working with the federal government, where we do get to make some of those local decisions and so forth, there still has to be enabling authority for a governing body in place to make those decisions about how things operate, what roles the navigators play, and so forth and so on. And that has to happen basically sometime in July of 2012, because that's when the state can start going to HHS to say, here's what we're planning to do for 2013 to operate our exchange, here's how we want to cooperate with you. So regardless of, it's important that everybody knows the decision point can absolutely be known later than 2012, and by default, mid-part of 2012, and by default, at that point in time, you've really committed yourself to the only two options that are out there at that stage in time would be a federally operated exchange for the state, or some sort of cooperative arrangement, but you have to still have either an executive order or legislative action to create that enabling authority, if I understand the regulations correctly.
Let me add to your point, which is, thank you for making that, because there is a legislative or executive order that's going to be required. But as I understand it also, if we go the hybrid route, we get to choose about plan management. In other words, working with carriers. We also get to choose how we interact with consumers in terms of advocacy, which is what you were just speaking to. But both of those, it strikes me, require funding. Somebody's got to do some work to put those pieces into place and make those decisions. And if we don't get the grant funds that were discussed earlier, the question is, who does that? And by the way, the grant funds that we have today will minimally cover Bruce and Cindy's salary and some of the overhead costs that they have through about the end of the year. Am I misstating that? Okay, and then after that, we're out of money. So there have been some discussions about December the 30th is not the real deadline. June of 2012 is, and if you look at it in certain lights, that's absolutely true. There are deadlines for phase 1 and phase 2, but the question is, well, what are we trying to accomplish and what do we need money for? And I think that's what I'm hearing you say.